Om Namah Shivaya. Divine greetings from Ishwar Dika Pillai and the rest of the sadhana team. With the arrival of spring, we too follow suit on sadhana and bring some freshness into our lineup. On the show today, we look at Hinduism in a broader context with veterinarian and environmental activist Dr Sanil Singh. And we visit the iconic Ishwar Coil in Lenasia South. Anuradha plays with the colors of spring in the kitchen before more yoga for wellness from Kugan and the truths of the Tirukural with Professor Sadhu Rangarajan. Ahimsa, or non-violence, is one of the tenets of Hinduism, and it extends far beyond human life. The respect for animal and plant life is essential for spiritual progress. Dr Sanil Singh has dedicated himself to protecting both our furry friends and Mother Nature. We found out more when the team met the inspirational doctor at Durban's Mitchell Park.
When I looked at the context of Hinduism, the expression of so many animals in the whole mythology, the spirituality, etc., is what one drives to my heart, in the sense that clearly, if our great rishis and sages understood that these are very much part of our environment, and we understand that as part of our environment, to the extent that the watchword or the new word in health is called One Health. So One Health basically says, let us interact man, animal and environment together. My name is Sanil Singh, a veterinarian practicing veterinary medicine for the last 26 years. Graduated a little bit before that. I was fortunate that I graduated and went to college in India. So it gave me an opportunity to experience other aspects of my culture. And it was, strangely that the profession that I've chosen, in a very overt way, links with Hinduism very, very nicely, especially with the pantheon of Hindu gods that we have that have various animal attributes or expressions. And so I saw that synergy at a very, very young age. I think one of the things that I was fortunate and maybe unfortunate with, I was an only child.
This is a urinary stone removed from a bladder of a Maltese dog. So a dog that is about 10 kilos in weight. This occupied almost the entire space of his bladder, resulting in the dog's inability to urinate or dribble urine. So eventually we had to open up the bladder and remove this, and the dog was restored to normal health. But if you see this, you can see pieces are coming off because these are pieces of calcium. And this is formed because of a chemical mechanism of poor diets, inadequate pH of the urine, and there could be other incriminating factors. So it's very, very common. We see in animals, and we see quite often urinary stones forming in cats, because cats eat a diet, or most of their diets are not adequately balanced for them, these commercial diets. But they don't grow that big. Often, and us as men, we often, as we get older, we develop a lot of these stones. But these stones pass out. The question is, when the stones don't pass out and they start to clump together and accumulate with mucus, they form these stones.
In order to perform this job, you need to be detached, because you have to euthanize many animals because of the conditions that they are in. People are unable to afford to maintain them, etc., etc. So you have to come into context of that. So you have to be detached from the process. You need to do it as part of your karmic work. And many times the decision that is made is based on the context of knowing, of realization. And if you realize that this animal is going to be better off, you have to do it. We're not always right, but I would like to think that most of the time I'm doing the right thing. And it's an advice that I give to veterinary students who often come here, and generally is these kids who have this romantic idea about being a veterinarian. Oh, I'm going to love every animal. The question is, Does a doctor love every person that he sees in it? He does it, it's his job. It's about delivering a service. This is one of those fields that you have to be very detached. So often when the animal maybe dies under anesthesia or dies while it's coming for a disease, people want answers, and you may not be able to give all the answers. So that is probably the most difficult part, and in fact lots of people are not aware that among veterinarians have among the highest suicide rate in the world among professionals. And it's because of this whole compassion issue that they have. Not everybody can deal with it. So therefore, when I talk to kids who come in here, please, you need to have a very, very strong constitution to be able to deal with these things, because you're going to be bombarded with this every day. I think when you look at it in the context of the Bhagavatam or the discourse between Arjuna and Krishna, this is exactly the same thing that he had to speak to Arjuna about. That when you have to dispense with your duty, you have to be focused on your duty and do not be affected by the peripherals. It's about controlling our environment, and therefore veterinary sciences become very important in controlling animal health, hence benefiting human health. So many years ago I joined the Mitchell Park as a trustee. As you know, Mitchell Park is the oldest animal sanctuary in this country. Actually the second, not the oldest. The oldest is the Zoological Gardens in Pretoria. I know a lot of people are negative about zoos and captive animals. I see it differently, in the sense that in a world where there's diminishing resources, populations are becoming extinct, there are some things that we need to preserve so that our kids can be educated, and hopefully we can build on that.